Hello again. It's still really wacky, isn't it? And we have another week of being shut in. And I know that a lot of people are really struggling. And I decided to do another tapping video because I want to address something that I don't know anyone who is not affected by fear of the unknown right now. And it can be many different things for many different people. We might not know how we're going to pay the bills. We might not know if our kids are going to fall behind when they finally do get to go back to school. We might not know if we get this virus, or if we do get the virus, what would happen. And it's so easy to get sucked into fear and panic because, let's face it, there's a lot of fear and panic out there. You know, just turn on the news and you don't have to look very far for it. So I thought today what we would do would be to talk about fear of the unknown. Now, as I mentioned in my video from last week, when it comes to EFT, emotional freedom techniques, it deals in the language of the body when it works its best. So what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So we're going to talk a little bit today about some of your fear of your own unknown. And as I mentioned last week, in the video that I did last week, when we do a round of tapping, we always want to check in and see where we're at on a scale of 0 to 10. And it might be different for different people. So what I would like you to do is, when you think about fear of the unknown, because that's very, very general, try to think of a few things where you really felt that surge of, oh my God, I'm getting lost here. And then what I would like you to do is just maybe take a piece of paper. And maybe it was on Saturday when you opened that bill and you were seized with, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay it? Or maybe it was an argument you had with your spouse about what the future holds. Or maybe you're just feeling really uncertain about this whole homeschooling thing right now. Think about when you really felt fear of the unknown, a specific time. And try to think about what was going on in your body. Did you feel any sensations? Did you have a flash of color? Was there a sound that you heard that really triggered you? And write that down. And try to look at each of these events on a scale of 0 to 10 and go, oh yeah, when I opened that bill, I was at a 9. The fight with my spouse, it was about a 6. Fear of homeschooling, oh my gosh, I'm at a 10 with that. And what you want to do is just go, okay, pick the one where you have the maximum score first, and let's tap it down. Okay, so let's say I've now written down 3 different specific events where I really felt fear of the unknown, where I just thought I was losing control and I didn't know how this was going to work out, and I really didn't know what I was going to do about it. So let's just say that for me on my list, I opened a bill on Saturday. I mentioned that earlier. And on a scale of 0 to 10, when I opened that bill, I was at a 9. And I just had this feeling of free fall. And let's say I had an icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. That would just be the way that I would describe it. And how you would describe things for you, whatever sparks, whatever clicks and makes you go, yeah, that's this feeling for me. So let's say I'm at a 9 with opening that bill and the icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. Real quick, let's review the tapping points. So we're going to start on the side of the hand, the karate chop point. We're going to do our setup statement, which is, even though I have this problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. We have our problem and then the affirmation. Then we're going to go top of the head. We're going to go inside the eye, outside the eye, under the nose, the chin point, down to the collarbone point. And remember, you can also make a C like that, or you can use your fist. And then under the arm, about 4 inches underneath your armpit, okay? So let's say, yeah, I'm at a total 9 for opening that bill, and I can't think about anything else. I'm so freaked out, and I just have this icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. So here we go. Even though when I opened that bill on Saturday, I thought, how am I gonna do this? I'm so scared right now. And I had that icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though the moment I opened that bill, I felt like I was falling. I had this icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I opened that bill, I don't know how I'm going to pay it. I have this icy feeling in the pit of my stomach when I think about it. I deeply and completely accept myself. Now we just have to state the problem. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach when I think about that bill. I opened that bill, felt like I was falling, had this icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. This icy feeling when I think about that bill. I opened that bill, I got this icy feeling, this icy feeling. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. This icy feeling, this icy feeling, this icy feeling. When I think about that bill, when I think about opening that bill, I have this icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. How am I going to do this? I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm so scared right now. This icy feeling. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach when I think about that bill. I think about opening it and I'm just so freaked out. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. How do I pay this bill? This icy feeling. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so upset. I feel so out of control. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach when I open that bill. I'm so freaked out. How am I going to pay this bill? This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. This icy feeling in the pit of my stomach. How am I going to pay this bill? Okay, take a deep breath. Check in with yourself. So let's say I started at a 9. And then let's say, oh, okay, I'm feeling some relief. I came down to a 6. Then what I could then do is, even though I still have this icy feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I could do another round like that. Now, what very often happens is there are different aspects of events. So I might tap down and get to a point, yeah, like when I think about opening the bill, I don't have that charge of that icy feeling, but something else might pop up. You might have a memory from your childhood or another instance that comes up for you. And that's actually a good thing. It means that the unconscious mind is going, okay, all right, I'm going to serve something else up to be cleared here too. So that's a very positive thing. And what I want to say to everyone is that it's really difficult, when we have a lot of stress. Because when we're very stressed out, all of the body's resources go into its fight, flight, or freeze, and we activate those stress hormones. And literally, we can't think clearly when we are in a super stressed out mindset. So, because, the body doesn't know, if it's a bill or you're under attack by a saber-toothed tiger, all the brain knows is, I'm perceiving a threat right now. So a lot of times what will happen is, once you do get your stress level tapped down, then you can have what's called a cognitive shift, which is literally a little bit of logical float in and go, hey, wait a minute, I can call the electric company, fill in the blanks, and say, hey, my husband lost his job last week or whatever happened, and could I have some extra time on this? And it's like, oh yeah, that would work. But when we're really, really stressed out and maxed out, we're not able to think clearly. So anyway, as I said last week, I'm here for you. I know that this is a challenging time, but if there's anything at all that I can do to help you, I'm here and I hope to see you soon.